Ladies and gentlemen, coming at you live for the 16th episode in a row, it is Brandon Baker and Ethan, no last name. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Brandon
you.
Blade Show?
Brandon Blade Show, thank you, everyone, for your warm welcome. It has been such a long time since I have felt the warm embrace of an audience, but I'm so glad to be back in front of you today.
Yeah, welcome to therapy.
For
We're
the
going to give Ethan the love and attention that he deserves.
Of the Blade Bias podcast, where I'm going to trauma dump every single thing that has ever happened to me, and Brandon is going to sit there slack-jawed for 1 hour and 30 minutes or less. Or more. Who knows? How you doing today,
Well,
Brandon?
I'm feeling really depressed. And so now that we're doing this, I'm much less depressed. And the other thing that would make me less depressed is if you, dear viewer, would like to contribute to a future podcast. Ethan here decided to do a new series on Blade Bias called Flip the Script, where he answers community questions. And I honestly love it. I was all over it. I loved the format.
It was fun.
It was great.
You guys gave me better questions than I thought you would.
Yeah, so got some great questions. He's got some great material. We really liked that idea. One of the people in the comment section was like, you should do a section of the Blade Bias podcast where you answer community questions. And we kind of want to do a whole episode that's all that. So if you have any questions, whether it's about flipping, learning how to flip, just getting better at in general, questions about products, questions about experiences, questions about certain people, whatever it might be. If you think it would be an interesting topic, we would like to potentially discuss it on the podcast. So you can leave your comments down there, and we can't guarantee we'll pick it, which hopefully that doesn't make you horribly depressed like Ethan and I are in this.
You can come on and join us for the therapy session.
Yeah. We'll say the name. We'll maybe show the comment. It'll be a whole thing. But if you'd like to contribute to a future podcast, do that. Thanks.
Comment down below and start it. If you watched this far before keyboard worrying, just start it with a capital Q and a colon for me so I can sort them out. Not that I really need to, because it's not like there's millions of comments that I have to sort through. But let's just make it a tiny bit easier.
I'll stick the Brandon clones on that comment section.
Q colon question. Thanks, guys. Okay.
Beautiful.
And that'll be...
Love that.
I guess I shouldn't say it's going to be next episode, but it'll be one of the next episodes that will answer some stuff in a more discussion-based format, which should be cool. See, I'm excited about it.
That's a proper depressed person, not committing to anything. Love that.
Okay.
You have committed.
I have a few problems with that sentence, but I'm not going to get into it right now.
If we're going to be breaking down my problematic sentences, we wouldn't have a podcast. We would just be talking about that all day.
Did you know a group of white guys is called a podcast? Anyway, let's go.
Really? Wow.
I did.
A gaggle.
A gaggle
of white men. Anyway, today's topic. Last episode, we talked about all the new things at Blade Show, all of our wacky experiences, and boy howdy, were there a lot of wacky
and they were wacky.
Well, the 3 hours we chatted about all of that.
And then an hour afterwards.
There you go. Balisong news since then has been a little dry, and so we wanted to take a little more of a historical dive into our collections and specifically talk about the Balisongs that we always come back to. The ones that we go back, we pick it up, and we're like, ooh, whoo Melly, whoo sweet Jiminy Christmas, this thing still slaps. Hopefully not physically in terms of like the handle gap. Some of them might do that.
Yeah, you can't describe a Balisong as saying it slaps because I've tried that a few times in titles, and the comments are just filled with people saying, "What happened to the Zen pins?" or whatever. So,
well, we could do a whole topic about that. Our Balisongs that have specifically had poor handle gap. I'd love to do
I've
that. That would
I've
be
had
so
okay.
interesting.
How many have you had? I've had zero.
My Nautilus V1 has a little bit of a smaller handle gap.
Like my plastic Balisongs kind of slap together, but that's kind of the nature of the beast that you're
Dude,
getting
that
into with that.
slaps.
True. And you know what? You prove every day that you're just a master at words.
I am. Why use many word when few word do trick?
Call him an action figure because man, he articulates.
I'm gonna spin my way out of here. Bzz. Oh, and then I just bang my microphone. Anyway, I have a whole smorgasbord of Balisongs just out of frame here that I would love to chat about.
Let's do it.
But Ethan,
Yes.
what is a Balisong that you always come back to? Because I'm hoping this will be mildly informative for people, because a lot of these you're not actually going to be able to like buy.
Right.
But maybe you could find it used if you don't want to buy like the brand new stuff, because there's a lot of historical stuff. I have a couple here that I'm looking at that you literally cannot buy anymore,
Wait, so
but you can find them.
is that the idea to go for things that you can't buy anymore? Because I'm looking at most of the ones
No,
that I
no,
chose and they are still technically available.
no. It could
Okay,
be anything,
good.
but it just may be like we're not going to. Oh, the things we always come back to. Oh, yeah, and it's a Battle song
Yeah,
that
yeah,
came out
yeah.
2 months ago.
Okay.
Nothing like that. Okay, so what's something that's special to you
Something that is
that you always
special
come
to
back to?
me. This is a bit of a weird one, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Oh, he's saying it.
The Zippy Cycloid
Really?
HD. And I don't necessarily keep coming back to it because it's the greatest flipper in the world. Although it does flip
Mm-hmm.
well, especially
Yeah.
with the amount of customization.
I have
This
mine right
is
here.
one of the few Balisongs that I still look at and I go, Zippy, you crazy son of a bitch. That's the coolest thing I ever done did see on a
Yeah.
done did diddly
Yeah.
dang Balisong.
Language.
Zippy has he just gets me, a lot of his ideas get me really excited about Balisong engineering outside of simply just saying, let's make a Balisong out of titanium and then we'll put Zen pins in it and then we will make the blade out of steel and it's going to flip well. Like
Yeah.
actually solving problems with, hey, I have an adjustable spacer system, but I never fucking use it because it takes 3 hours to disassemble and reassemble. And then I might
And you
do all
risk
that.
messing up your tune.
And I do all that, and it doesn't even flip that good because I took out too many weights. This is just like, I can actually properly take it out, pop out a weight, meaningfully change the balance profile. It's fun for a little bit, pop it out again, pop back in that weight, and go to work. And
Yeah.
it is just fun. Combine that with the fact that it is the single most durable plastic Balisong that I have because this thing has taken a beating on hard surfaces, specifically a blade shell. And it's just a fun one to always come back to.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it was never a like absolute top tier flipper.
No,
It never
no, I agree.
there was no weight configuration that I ever found where it like currently I can get it to Chaplin, but this is me very much keeping in mind that it's not great at doing Chaplins.
Right.
But man, my God, the Cycloid LC at Blade Show was another big step up for it. But yeah, this Zippy David is genuinely awesome as like an engineer in terms of finding out all these different ways to do things that no one has ever done before,
Yeah,
and
and
doing it
that's
in a reliable way that like he everything he always does, it seems like what he says it is supposed to do, like he always, what is on the tin, the way he advertises it is always true, and he's always just very straightforward about that. And like this just being as simple as, yeah, you pull the spacer out and then it's going to be durable and it's not going to fall out and you can just pop stuff in. Or even
yeah, and
like
it doesn't fall
something I
out.
loved, yeah, and something I loved about this was you were talking about the adjustable weights and I was like, how many weights do I have in here? Because with older ones, like I pick up like some of my like old glider Balisongs that have the adjustable weights in there. I couldn't tell you how many weights are in there now. I don't remember, like when there's like 8 different weight configurations. I don't remember what's in there. But with
Mm-hmm.
this, you said it and I was like, how many do I have in there? Boop. And it's out. It's like, oh, I don't actually have any in there right now other than the ones that are like just built into it. Like the disc
Oh,
ones.
okay.
Yeah. What is your weight configuration?
I have all discs and one ball.
Okay, I have all discs, no balls.
Oh, that's rough.
What's up, ladies? It's your boy Brandon Clone 69. I got all discs and no balls.
I think you might need to see a specialist about that,
I have. They can't figure it out.
but yeah,
Scientists are baffled.
it's a Balisong that like I said, I don't come back to because it's a top tier flipper. I don't come back
Yeah.
to because it knocks every other Balisong I own out of the park. It is just stupidly fun and stupidly engaging to just like, because it also kind of gets me thinking about like what other things could be done to improve the I mean, really, what my pipe dream is getting a system like that on a metal Balisong. I know it's probably never going to happen,
Yeah.
but like, damn, it would be so cool to have an EDC that's metal so you can actually properly flip it over concrete and just pop
Yeah.
out the spacer, adjust the weight, pop back in the spacer like that.
I guess
Um,
he's the closest we've come to that is also from Zippy with the parallax. But
yeah, but I
that's
think you
not
still need a tool for that.
toolless. Yeah, you
Yeah.
still need the L tool to actually get it out, and it's a bit of a process. This is just you pull it out and you shove it back in. It's just that, and I love that. And
Yeah.
it reminds me of what I appreciate about Balisongs in general. Like as I've been expanding my like EDC knife horizons and whatnot, and having fancy things like this prototype that just has a wheel you can spin on it,
Hmm.
which is really neat. It's really cool. We talked during the last podcast about these boys and how much we love these. Very fun to fidget with. But with these, it ends there. It's like, oh, that's cool, but that's never
Right.
going to be different. Whereas with this, it's like if I wanted a completely different experience flipping this, just pop out the weights or pop out the spacers, put in some more weights, and then you have a new experience. And it can be variable, and you can enjoy it in a variety of different ways. So yeah, that's something that I really appreciate about what he does. He's definitely a pillar of the Balisong space for sure.
I think the best way to sum up my thoughts on the Cycloid is it continually reminds me the Balisongs aren't simply just two pieces rotating around each other, and there are so many
Yeah.
different ideas that probably have yet to be explored in how we can change our overall experience of them. And I think that's just really exciting as someone who
Yeah.
generally appreciates fun engineering, cool workarounds to a problem, stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I guess vaguely on that point, another thing he did in the Balisong that I just so often like has become my go-to training Balisong is my Volt Pro, which has been extremely zipified, which is just
Zipified.
another area where he managed to make specifically these at the bottom, where he just designed these plugs for the very specific use case like this, and they have held in there for years now. At this point, but no, this is like, so obviously I have the affiliation with Nabalis and whatnot, and make money from the sale of this. So of course, full disclosure there. But I do genuinely love this very much. And even there was a wonderful group of people at Blade Show this year that had their own custom Volt Pros, but they all customize it. They followed the guide that I did for how I customized mine, and they all had their own favorite color. So one had green, one had blue, and one had purple. But so one of them,
okay.
the G10 scales were all blue, and then the zippy inserts were all blue. And then the other one, G10 was green, inserts were green, etc., etc.
Love that.
And then so they had a very similar build out to what I had with this. And the reason this specifically has stuck with me is that this is the most specific Volt Pro that exists.
Right.
In that it has prototype handles where from before when we removed more blade or more material here in the production version. But this just has a very unique balance profile now, and I guess it's like a year and a half old now. But this one, every single time I pick it up, it's been just a total blast. And again, and credit to Zippy, like it just even like I even specifically chose the red insert with the holes in it because it just removes just that little bit of extra weight, and it kind of looks cool to me too. But it just the ability to customize stuff is still, I think, even a benefit to trainers as well.
Yeah.
In terms of really customizing a flipping experience, because there are some live blades you could technically do something with, but most of them don't have any hole cutouts in them to where you could customize the balance with it. So yeah, the Volt Pro is definitely like, as I've gotten better at flipping over the last month or so too. Whenever I picked it back up after learning my new combo, I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And I rewatched your blade bias video where you unboxed the Volt Pro, and just the wave of relief that I got at that time, because you hadn't flipped it, I didn't, and you were the main opinion that I wanted. And you do like, I think it was a 0G Chaplain you did, and you just go, oh, hell yeah. And when you said that, this just tsunami of relief came over me of just, oh, he likes it. Oh my God, he likes it. Oh my God. Because you've been one of the most vocal, is critic the word?
Yes, I would say
right. It's rightful
critic.
criticism. Yeah, but the Volt has things that could be improved, and definitely had it at the time. Because it was pre-Teflon Volt, but that's one of my favorite moments for me, because it was weeks that I was waiting specifically for your opinion.
No, the Vault Pro is such a monumental upgrade to the actual Vault. And actually, speaking of the Vault, because I don't think either of us are going to choose the Vault later on now that you chose the Vault Pro. Unless you're about to pull out a Vault.
No, like, so I do still enjoy, like, I have an original Volt here. I think this is like an original Volt. Is this T10 hardware? No, this is T8 hardware. So this is like from August or September of 2022 Volt. And I do still like it. But as my combos have gotten more advanced, like, it hasn't stood the test of time as well as other things. But is not, yeah. But
that's what I'm saying.
As I'm doing right here, I do very strongly disagree with it can't Chaplain, it can't do this trick, it can't do that trick. Like, so I disagree with that. But otherwise, I'd love to see a proper update to the Volt, specifically the handles, but
it would be nice.
I don't run the show like that these
but
days. So
the reason I bring up the original Vault is because I was thinking the other day about how freaking excited I was to get it. And like, I remember the day that it released, just like constantly refreshing the page to see it like actually go up for sale. No, this is the original Vault.
Or the original Vault. Oh, okay.
And like checking the tracking information on the one that they had sent me. And then they had gotten it, and Ty was the one, because this was back when we both would cover similar things. So he took the unboxing of it. It was just it back in the day. It was just such a game-changing Balisong. Yeah, and it's fun to reminisce on that, because it's one of those Balisongs that I was uniquely excited for. Just it being so cheap and readily available was just so cool. But all of that,
because that was the era where we were like, oh my gosh, the Prisma is an American-made Balisong, and they're releasing 30 units a week. Oh my God! A
that was
regularly
mind-blowing.
available American-made Balisong. What the hell?
That isn't squid. That isn't
Yeah, that
squid
isn't Squid.
specifically.
But even then, even in 2022, Squid, like, they'd often still very consistently like sell out of
Yeah.
different things. Like you could get a unit. Like say you wanted a Nautilus, it's like you could get one. It probably wasn't going to be in the color you wanted though, because they had like one color
Right.
available. But it was just a very different time. It was very much amidst the 2022 was still very much in terms of the viewership and like interest in the Balisong hobby. 2022 was definitely near the peak of like
Yes.
interest in that, because it was also that was still kind of pandemic area where we were still like on the lookout for like, oh shit, COVID cases are on the rise again. Already consider doing this thing and that thing, but obviously
Right.
we're not in that anymore. But no, yeah, the Volp and the Volp Pro, I still genuinely really enjoy. The Teflon Volp I think is sick too.
I like the
But
Teflon
we
Volt.
don't have to keep shilling that. What's your next one?
And next one, what do I want to go with next? I'm gonna go in the similar price range to the Volt.
Okay.
One might be a surprise for you, but probably not a surprise for the viewers at home. Oh, the cheese.
I don't own a cheese.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
You are missing
I don't own a lot
out.
of Nabalis's stuff, weirdly. I don't even own a Volp 360 because Will's had them the whole time. And the one I did have, I gave away during the party.
There it goes,
that
my
we had here.
cheese. I need a Volt 360 too. I need to find it in my
I'll hook
budget to buy one eventually.
I
But the
would love to
cheese.
see a couple Blade Bias videos about you like spending a proper amount of time with the Volp 360.
That's the sort of thing
We
that
could
I
probably
would
just send you
consider.
one.
It's the kind of thing I would consider making a full main channel video about once I get back into the swing of things. Doing like some sort of idea of like I spent a week flipping an unconventional Balisong. Is how good I got at
Yeah.
it or something like that. Um,
Because Will he showed me a combo you can do on the Volp 360 that you just cannot do on a Balisong with a blade. Like,
Oh,
even
see,
a
that's
trainer
cool.
blade. Yeah, like you cannot do the trick that he showed me because any blade being there, trainer or not, would get in the way of it's like a particular transfer that you do with it, and it is exclusive to a Balisong that does not have a blade.
Huh.
I don't know if he's made a video about it, but I thought it was cool.
Interesting.
But the cheese.
That's cool. The cheese. So this is. I mean, what can I say about the cheese that hasn't already been said? It is my go-to sub $100 Balisong. It's the Balisong that I most strongly recommend, even now with the Impulse. Like, obviously, the Impulse is my. I keep dropping it. Obviously, the Impulse is my go-to recommendation for beginners for what should be ridiculously obvious reasons. But the cheese just flips the best, man. When I pick up beginner Balisongs, the cheese is the one that never feels weird. It always feels consistent. It's always grippy enough. It's got the right design. It does all the tricks I want to do the way I want to do them. And I would really describe it as, I know people are going to get mad at me for this. Please hear me out. I'm not saying what you think I'm saying. It is the closest thing that I think we have to a budget Kraken, in the sense, not because it competes with the Kraken in any meaningful way, but in the sense that it's one of those Balisongs that, much like the Kraken is for me, I've always described the Kraken as consistent. Like, it does what I want it to do, and it does it well, and that's like all you can ask for.
So is the
And
cheese white bread?
I would say so.
Okay. I was going to say, as white bread goes, it's perfect for grilled cheese.
I would say
maybe
so.
Maybe that's the perfect maybe it was the cheese all along in our great debate of if the cracker-acken is white bread or sourdough bread. Maybe it was just maybe the cracker-acken was never that. Maybe it's the cheese.
truthfully, I do enjoy flipping the cheese a little bit more, but I think it's because I always pick up the cheese over the
Interesting.
Kraken. I don't think it's because I
Yeah.
actually think it's better. Um, but yeah, the cheese is it. It's white bread, and I think in the price range that it's trying to exist in, that becomes a lot more special because a lot of those
Mm.
Balisongs have to make sacrifices for being so cheap. Like
Yeah.
the impulse is very small, it's very round. Some people aren't gonna like that. You've got things like the Orion, which have kind of just like a weird construction to them, kind of little bit weird in the flipping sometimes, not always.
Yeah.
The default is like going all in on like, or sorry, the refault is going all in on like the sound and the construction. The cheese is one of those just no nonsense. It does what it wants to, and it does it really well. And in a price range like this, I really appreciate the ability to be white bread more so than the Kraken, because for $250, it's like I'd rather spend that on something a little bit more goofy, you know? It's nice to just
Yeah.
have like a really cheap, consistent option like that. And the cheese is that for me.
Yeah, and the Teflon coating is still very unique. Kind of the same thing with like
Yes.
the Teflon Volt. Like it does offer an extremely unique, like very soft feel in the hand while
Yes.
still being grippy, which is really cool. And
And
the cheese is definitely the most complete in terms of like the look. And you
yeah.
could really only even get that kind of color with Teflon anyway.
And the Teflon's actually the reason that I chose this over the Reverie, because the Reverie is another Bella song that I
Mm,
feel that way about in terms of like it's really consistent, it does what I want it to do. It's
yeah.
just the grip. Like this, the Reverie is okay on grip. This is excellent on grip because it already has a good design to enable it to be grippy, but then you
Yeah.
have that Teflon coating, which is just so much more grippy than something like bead blast or even just raw aluminum would be. And
Yeah.
I big fan of the white bread
Yeah.
cheese
Every
sandwich. The white
yeah,
I
every time
didn't
I've picked one
white
up,
bread
I
grilled
like it.
cheese. Fuck.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say white bread cheese sandwich.
White bread cheese. That
What?
sounds awful. Oh my god.
And was that just cold? Is that just two
Yeah,
cold
that's just
slices of
two
bread
cold
with
slices of
cold
white
cheese in the
bread.
middle? Oh yeah,
The worst
everything.
kind of
That's the
cheese too,
American dream.
American.
Wait, you don't like American cheese and a grilled cheese?
Oh, in a grilled cheese, yes, but like any other time,
Okay.
keep
Oh,
American
okay.
away from me.
Oh, we're gonna
I'm
have
not.
to disagree or agree to disagree there. I cannot tell you. I have had to stop buying American cheese because I
Ugh.
will just eat it by the slice. And I've stopped now, and it's wasteful too because I hate how they're all individually wrapped, and
It's
I hate
so.
plastic waste. I
We
hate
used
it.
to have like this
You can get them
block.
without it.
It would
Yeah,
come in a case. It's like a case, and
hmm
you open it up, and it. Oh, I
it's
hate
just
it. I
yeah,
hate
yeah,
American cheese. It's plastic and it's gross. I'm not a
yeah. It is a
huge
little weird.
cheese fan to
It's great for
begin
grilled
with.
cheese though.
Yes, it is. I will agree with you there.
Yeah,
But
you're not a huge cheese fan, but you're also a huge cheese fan.
yes, there you go.
You you are a fan. You are not a fan of cheese, but you are a fan of how the cheese fans.
Actually, yeah, yeah, true. See,
But you know, I think
what
it's a
did I say?
slam
This guy
dunk.
articulates.
There we go. See, I can word sometimes. Take sip.
Many word do trick.
Anyway, many word do trick. Anyway, my turn.
Yes. What do you got?
I'm looking at in terms of something that has just kind of been a all reliable, no nonsense thing that I'm flipping a lot these days. Way more. I've flipped it more probably in the last month than I maybe have in the years that I've owned it. And
Really?
that is the Squid Trainer V4, which I believe you have a vaguely similar one
I
in
have
your
the exact
collection.
same one, and I actually
The
had it on
exact
my
same
list.
one. Oh, there we go. Okay, well,
So
there we
I will
go.
choose something else, and I will just discuss my
Okay.
reasons during this segment. But
Yeah.
please explain why the Squid Trainer.
So it's just like the design is almost No, I think we're actually there almost. We're almost there. The Squid Trainer is almost a 10-year-old design now. And it is just a very grippy, very nice flipping Balisong that doesn't have the really annoying ring to it anymore. Also, I have no idea where you went, but there you
sorry,
are.
I'm choosing. I'm still listening. I was
Okay.
I gotta
I
figure
didn't
out
know
what
if I
my
missed
fifth
a
is gonna
cue.
be.
I thought maybe because I looked away and maybe you sprinted out because something happened and I didn't know.
Oh
But no, we're good.
no, I tried to sneak out while you were saying something.
Okay. Do I have my? Okay, I have my. So I've only ever owned a V3.5 and the V4. These are the only ones I've ever owned. This was a blem. I think this was also a blem. This you can tell it's a blem because of this right here. On both sides really. And I still also really like flipping this too. It just has a nice neutral balance to it that I just find really reliable, especially, and again, so like as I've improved my flipping, I've come back to it. I'm like, ooh, okay. This I don't like the ring on it. With the bushings in the V4, it just made it sound so much better to me. This is untightened and unlubricated. I haven't lubed this in probably the last month, and it
Really?
just, yeah. Maybe you know what? On that note, good Balisong practice. Lube your Balisongs, please. I'm gonna lube it right now.
Especially if you have
But
steel
it's
washers.
No, this has phosphor bronze.
I'm just saying the people.
Oh yeah, to the people, yes. Especially lubricate your stainless steel washer Balisongs, because they actually need that. But no, so like this has been my. I beat it fairly early on in the journey with it, and so I'm not. It's kind of become my beater. So I specifically, whenever I take our dog on walks, this is the thing that I bring with me, and every single time I give it a whirl and I really like put it through its paces. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, I love it, and I had an epiphany that I realized no one at this current moment, no one on the internet, Will doesn't even know that I've done this. Nobody knows that I've done this, but I think it's an interesting comparison point to make. This is a fantastic design that has been improved over the years, that I really like. And it's just awesome. And they could release... I feel like they could release the original version of the Squid Trainer, minus the weird nipple that the original one had. But I feel like if they re-release the original Squid Trainer, people would still really like it.
People do. Yeah,
compared to...
Go to Blade Show. People always will find Lucas and try and get to flip his like original prototype of the Squid Trainer. Most people say it flips better.
Yeah, a lot of people have said, like I know Jack Pyro, he talks about like I think it's the V2 that he says is like the absolute best one. But to me, most of them flip really well. A specific Balisong that was very interestingly recently re-released that has not stood the test of time. You're going to be mind blown that I own this. A Balisong that I got purely out of curiosity that I don't really have any major intention of keeping. I have no real major intention of keeping, but I'm like, I want a brand new thing of that.
I have a guess.
Because that would be really interesting, and I want to know. What is your guess?
It is the Aluminum Archangel.
It is not the Aluminum Archangel. That's a great guess, though. It's a great guess.
It's the only one I can think of that's re-released.
Wow. And I can't even get this fucking thing back in properly because it's that bad. I am talking about the Benchmade 62.
You got a 62? Is that a legitimate one?
It is a legitimate knife center Blade HQ. Benchmade a 62.
Oh, wait.
I guess
you said it was re-released.
They found like old stock of it is what they said.
Wait, that's fascinating. What?
And so this is a mint condition Benchmade 62. And this thing, I got this out of the box. And I went into it with as open as a mind as I could. And I gave this a flip. And the first thing out of my mouth was, holy shit, this sucks.
Average Benchmade flipping experience.
And what I was struggling with was trying to get the freaking latch in, because you have to squeeze the handles like a madman to get the freaking, oh my god.
Wait, how long ago did you buy this?
Just a couple weeks ago.
Because they're like gone now. Damn.
Okay, good. I was hoping for that, because I'm hoping I can resell it. Not like for a profit. This is mostly for research purposes, because I'm like, this is an opportunity to spend like $200 on a brand new Benchmade thing straight out of the box. What is that straight out of the box Benchmade experience where nobody has messed with this whatsoever? And this thing is really bad. And I handed it to Adriana, my girlfriend, and she immediately noticed. Give this a listen. Hold on. Let me turn off my noise suppression in Discord.
Oh, I can't hear shit now. No, I just like you muted yourself. Like I straight up can't hear you.
Wait, what? What?
I there's nothing.
Can you hear me
on.
now?
There we go.
Weird. When I turn on noise suppression, it makes me not. You can't hear me now?
I don't know, but whatever setting you're clicking, I'm hearing nothing on my end after that.
Okay, well, I'll show you in another scenario. But it taps like absolutely crazy. And the handles are not titanium. They are stainless steel. And this weighs so much. And for comparison, here is a fan on a Squid Trainer V4.
Did you turn down your mic again really quick? I know you jacked it up.
There we go. Now it's back. Thank you. Sorry if that was horribly blown out for you, dear viewer. Maybe make a note of that to maybe fix that in post. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
But so here's a fan, right? Fan's just fine. And I can really give it an infinity fan.
Mm-hmm.
Here is my honest, doggone attempt to fan this.
Yeah.
And I can very slowly get it to go. So I don't know in what capacity this will be featured. Will doesn't even know that I own this. I don't currently intend on featuring it on the Will Hirsch channel in any way. I don't have a major intent on keeping it. I would rather get a more like a Benchmade 42 or something like that, something I know that I'm going to enjoy flipping. But this is an example of they brought back a design or found a design. I don't know the full story of it. Or like what the real actual story is. And this just sucks. Like it is an actually bad experience.
Yeah.
And it's not particularly well built, and I feel like the screws are going to back out fairly quickly. Actually, I currently see one of the screws is slightly more raised up than the other one. So it might already be falling apart. I don't know. And it taps like
of course, crazy. As every Benchmade does.
I can't. Weirdly, it doesn't have a lot of handle play. Oh, wow. Okay, the focus is saying no. Oh. It doesn't have a lot of, like, it has more handle play than it should. But it's not terrible, but it still taps.
Benchmade, like an original Benchmade, that's not bad.
Yeah. But so the whole reason I bring that up is I feel like they could bring back the original of this and it would still stand the test of time.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like this is going to stay in my collection forever because I love it. And I feel like it's taken a great beating already. This, I'd be terrified to drop because I feel like, not because I feel like the handles will get majorly damaged because they're stainless steel. I just feel like the screws are going to come out.
Right.
So, and with this being on bushings, I don't have to worry about that like I kind of would have with the squid or with the 3.5. At least like if it, like I can Loctite it, of course.
Right.
But so don't know what this is going to end up as. I kind of want to just make a video on my own channel just talking about I brought a brand new like 20-year-old Benchmade Balisong and it sucked. It was really bad.
That'd be a fun
and I'm
video.
not going to keep it. Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
It'd be a very
Even with
fun
my
video.
level of experience. So we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was. I have not. Adriana is the only person that knows that I bought this. Now the internet knows, but I haven't even made like a Instagram story post about it. So I felt like
No,
that was
I feel like
worth
there's
bringing up.
a couple of people out there who are going to be really mad that they missed out on that. You Benchmade collectors.
Heat of the moment. Yeah, it was just one of those heat of the moment things. It was $200. Normally, I think when they originally came out, they were like $400.
Wow.
So
yeah, the archive site I was on, or the archive listing I was on, said like 450, 500,
which is crazy.
And this is like we're talking what 20? We're talking 10 years ago, probably more.
I don't actually know when did the Benchmade 62 come out. That's what's so difficult about Balisongs. Okay, there's a Benchmade announces the model 62 Balisong knife for 2012. So it is 13 years old.
So if we assume it sold for $400 in 2012, how much is that now?
Oh, with like
$567.
It's $567.
Oh my God. This is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation calculator online.
Okay.
So
that I just verified that as well. Yeah, $567.
Oh
it was
my
almost
God.
$600 Balisong with stainless steel handles, no bushings. Given bushings weren't even really a thing in Balisongs at that point. Wow, nearly 600, and they re-released it for 200. So that's why I was like, okay, for 200. And I'll probably resell it. Like, I'm very likely to resell it. That's fine. And I'll sell it for, like, what I paid for it.
For 200, I would buy one of those for, like, a historical piece in the collection.
Yeah, maybe I'll keep it for historical reasons, but I'm not going to flip it. It would purely be a collector's piece. So, but all the ones I'm talking about, or that we're talking about here, which I think is kind of cool, these are never going to be a collector's piece. These are always going to be in my rotation of things that I'm flipping.
Right.
To some degree. So anyway,
well,
what's your next one?
Well, no, I want to give my opinion on the squid trainer because the squid trainer I had mentioned, I also picked.
Oh, that's
I had
right.
Mine,
yeah.
I had mine right here, ready to go for one of my options, and I chose it for a very specific reason. Not because I can't really say I keep coming back to it because I've owned it for 3 weeks now, but I come back to it in the sense that it is the only Balisong, to my working memory, that I have ever resold or I've ever sold and then purchased back later. Most of my Balisong sales have been things that I'm willing to, like, I take a long time to decide if I actually want to sell something. So when I sell something, I'm pretty reasonably sure that I'm good. I don't need it anymore. It's not serving a purpose in my collection. Go let someone else enjoy it. Things like, the Bermuda, the Nemesis, etc., etc. Yeah. The squid trainer is the one thing that I have regularly thought I want to buy another one of those, and it's the only thing that I've ever actually bought another one of. So I don't necessarily keep coming back to it in the sense that I keep, like flipping it, because again, I've owned it for a month now, but I came back to it years later because it just does something. And it's a Balisong that, this is something I mentioned in the follow-up I did on it on Blade Bias. It's a Balisong that by all accounts I shouldn't love. Like, it has objective issues with the flipping, in my opinion. I guess objective and my opinion don't really go hand in hand, but you know what I mean. Like, in my opinion, there are massive, noticeable issues in multiple different areas, from the bead blast to the balance, but I still flip it and I still love it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't have I'm of course not at your skill level in terms of flipping. I don't have any major quarrels with it. Like, it doesn't Chaplin super incredible.
Yeah, and that's kind of mainly like, what
I
it
can
is.
I can still rip on it. It's like one of those things that It's like if I compare it to everything else that I have, maybe it's worse. But if like this was the only thing I had, I would have no problems chaplaining it at all because I would just get used to it.
That's fair.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, it stood the test of time, and I really like it.
Oh yeah, brother. Hell, brother.
And I say all that just having remembered that we have a Squid Industries affiliate code. So I said all of that purely just out of like I also bought this. I've actually bought most of the stuff that I have from Squid Industries. Very few of the products that I have from them did they actually send to me for free. Both the 3.5 and the V4 I bought with my own money. They're blems. Yeah, they're great.
Ironically, I don't think any of my choices I've actually paid for.
Oh, really?
That's
Of course,
crazy.
a lot of the ones I have been sent to me, but
a lot of my
weirdly,
favorite
yeah,
Balisongs are paid. Huh?
yeah,
Well,
it's honestly easier for me to count the ones that they have sent for free that I've kept. The Triton V2. Oh my God, is that it? That might be the only one that I own from Squid Industries that I didn't buy. They've sent Will a bunch, but Will has all of those.
oh, that you didn't buy. I see.
Yeah. That might be the only one. Because my original Squiddy, my Squiddy PDP, my Crack
The
V1,
Squiddy PDP.
yeah, that is not on my list. It currently has magnets taped to it for a Balisong idea that I'm exploring. But yeah, so there's that. But no, yeah, my Kraken V1, V2.5, my Ghost Kraken, my Nautilus V1, my Nautilus V2, Squid Trainer V3.5, V4. Yeah, I paid for all those.
Hell yeah.
So that's interesting. Anyway, well, I guess since I've mentioned all of those, I guess the next segue would have to naturally be out of all the Crackers that I've owned, the one that
Wait,
I come
didn't
back
go.
to. Oh, I thought you were done
Are
with
we
the Squid Trainer
alternating?
V4.
Yeah, aren't we alternating though? Because you did the Squid Trainer.
Oh, I thought the
before.
Squid Trainer V4 was you gave your take
Oh no,
on
I
the
was just
Squid Trainer
tagging onto
V4.
yours. It's
I
not
thought
my
that was
pick.
yours. Oh, okay, then go.
Okay.
I believe in you.
I'll pick this one just because I don't want to do the same company back to back. This
Okay.
Balisong is the only thing on the list that I've actually, paid for. It's just not this specific model that I paid for, and that'll make sense in a second.
Hold on, before you show it, fun mini game. Describe it, and I want to try to guess.
It's
You can
purple,
explain what you were going to explain. It's purple.
but it's also blue.
That
And to
weirdly,
me,
I
it
feel
is
like
the
I should know.
definition. To me, in my collection, this Balisong is the definition of the thing that I always come back to. It is this idea incarnate into a Balisong, and when I show it, you're gonna be like, "What? How did I not get that?" Because
I
you and I
think I
actually
have an idea.
collaborated.
But you said it's. Oh. Okay. The thing that threw me off was the colors. I know what it is now. I'll hold up mine.
Yeah,
Mine is purple and red.
the Prisma
There it
Pro.
is. Okay.
The
The color gives.
definition.
Yeah.
No, I get it. That's why I said it was also blue because a lot of people are gonna think about the blue one. I think actually
Yeah.
Benjamin posted a clip with my Prisma Pro, which I didn't even realize he had gotten. He must have. He either like it doesn't matter. He probably asked me and I just forgot. But he was like, "It's so cool to flip like the Prisma Pro that I see online," and that's something that's always cool about
Yeah.
like going to Blade Show with my collection. Anyway, standing in for the Prisma Pro because this is just what's on my desk is the Live Blade that I am currently borrowing from them. But this also applies to my well loved trainer, which was the last one in stock when I bought it, and a Balisong that I
Mm.
didn't even want to buy in the first place. I kind of just bought it because people really wanted me to buy it.
Wow.
People peer pressured me on stream, but it is the Prisma Pro is the definition of a Balisong that I always come back to because it's a Balisong that has no rival in my opinion. And I know I have created such a headache for Machine Wise by continuing to shove this thing down people's throats. And Martine and the rest of the team over there probably wish I just never, ever bought it in the first place. Um, but yeah, it's a Balisong that has not been replaced. I have yet to feel a Balisong that I enjoy this much, this consistently. I have yet to feel a Balisong that gets up to this quality at the price that it was sitting at. I have yet to feel like anything has filled that spot. So the Prisma Pro, especially it being kind of the catalyst, the Prisma V2 was a Balisong that I described as a Balisong that was so good that it made me want to get good. So
Mm.
there's a few
Okay.
tricks that I learned in that era that just feel better on a Prisma Pro. Kind of like originally the Glider Arctic, like everything just kind of felt like home because that was the Balisong that I learned a lot of things on. The
Yeah.
Prisma Pro has become that in a lot of ways because like it was the thing that I learned the giraffe on, and I can just do giraffes on Prisma Pros with no issue. So yeah, I love it. I'm sorry,
I
Machine Wise, but I still love it, and I'm not gonna stop loving it anytime soon.
Yeah, they have definitely. I fully support the direction they're going in, and the way they're reconfiguring their business.
I
But yeah, the
agree.
Prisma Pro was definitely a special one. Interestingly, when I got better over the last month and learned my new combo, I went back to this, and I have my zippy weights in here. And honestly, I was like, wow, I am struggling to flip this
Yeah,
way more than other things. And I was like, it's probably the zippy insert. So I popped out the zippy inserts. Then I got going. I'm like, oh, I'm still really struggling with this. So I haven't spent enough time with it to come to a conclusion on if it's just me. But there's a world where this is actually become less coveted to me. But I
okay.
have to explore that. So that's potentially in terms of the next or like people asking questions about stuff, that would potentially be an interesting thing. Maybe I can give an update on like, oh, I spent more time with the Prisma Pro and turns out I'm a fucking idiot and I had no idea what I was talking about. Let me do it right now actually, and let me see if I can rip through my combo, because I
I
might just be
think
an absolute doofus.
I think you're with the majority there. I have to be honest. I think a lot of people pick up a Prisma Pro and they go, "Yeah, it's good, but it's just kind of weird," you
Yeah.
know?
Will never liked, or can't say he never liked it. He never gravitated toward the Prisma Pro like you and I did.
And he
Like every
also
time he
hated the
tries to
live
flip
blade,
it,
didn't he?
yes, yeah.
He
He
like
well, he
fucking
hated
hated
the
it.
he hated mostly the one that basically never came to fruition, which was the live blade with like the big speed channel on it. But he
Oh.
also didn't really like the standard one. He never hated it. But he's come close to hating a lot of Machine Wise stuff. He, at one point with the Tai Sasori, said that no one should buy this. It's bad.
That's crazy.
He ended up not thinking that, but because he was thinking of it as like, oh, it needs to be like a light Machine Wise Balisong, and he wasn't thinking of it in terms of it being a heavier one that's meant to have a kind of classical kind of balance.
Mhm.
And then once he reconfigured his mind, then he was like, oh, okay. With that in mind, yeah, it's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm going to have to properly rip on it. I can't really rip on it here, trying to flip between my light and my chair. But yeah, so I'll report back on the Prisma Pro. It's still good. I still really like it. But like if it was a 9.7 out of 10 before. Now it's like a 9.1.
I
And
think there's a
maybe it'll
world
go
I
back
could
up. I don't
go.
know.
I could go down that same road. I think there's a world where I really, really step up my game flipping, and I go back to the Prisma Pro, and I'm like, oh man, I hate this. But I think in that scenario, I would still hold the belief that nothing has even come close to touching the quality or the price.
Oh yeah,
I
especially in
think,
terms of American-made
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
even the kite, like we're talking about a $40 price increase and way better materials, way better construction, whatever. Like I'm still picking the Prisma Pro, man. I just it has something about it in terms of not
I mean,
like in terms of flipping. I mean in terms of like quality, machining, feel in the hand, that kind of stuff. I'm still picking
yeah.
the Prisma Pro.
Even the original Prisma, I go back
Yeah,
to, and I'm like, holy crap! Like I
I
actually, I have my scrap Serif, and then I have it's over there. It's a Marin, or it's a Prisma handles with a Marin live blade on it. I swapped them, like between. Let me just grab it. I swapped these two blades between these two,
mm-hmm.
and the scrap Serif and the 3-year-old, over 3-year-old now, Prisma that was just kind of thrown together because the original, or it was originally supposed to be a Marin Light. It's just kind of thrown together by Dalen and the person he had working for him at the time. It went together so smoothly between this scrap blade and my 3-year-old live blade.
You
So
know it.
smooth. Went together so smoothly. I had no issues. I cranked down, because I just recently, it was just a few days ago that I put this back together. I cranked down on this, and it did not lock up whatsoever, and it has an amazing tune. And I
Mm-hmm.
changed nothing. I just made sure the washers were in the right position. And also, the washers are so, they look so bad. They
Oh, I
need to
bet.
be replaced. This has an immaculate tune on it still. And that's after swapping all the components. So same thing with the original Prisma 2. Like, you just, having seen Machine Wise do what they do, they just are so meticulous about making sure their stuff is top tier when it leaves the door. And so it's really, really cool to see. And the Prisma Pro is no exception to that. I'd love to own a Prisma V2 or a Prisma Pro. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it'd be the Prisma V2. I would love to own a Prisma V2. I
So would
don't
I.
actually know how many of those exist.
I think it's only one or two runs of them. I think there's
Yeah,
probably 60.
yeah,
Because if there's only 30 of these live blades, according to Martine, then probably around that for the Prisma V2.
yeah.
I had a chance to flip one at Blade Show. I think.
Yeah,
I think it was a
someone had
Prisma
one.
V2. I'm still regretting not buying Charlie's Prisma that he was selling. That would have been.
Oh, yeah. What was special about it
It was a
again?
Marin blade, I think. It was a Marin blade on
Oh,
Prisma
that's right.
handles.
Yeah. Which is basically this. I can
Yes.
confirm it's really good.
I think it was
And
Prisma
the
Pro
Marin blade is
handles.
still, it's one of my favorite blades they've ever done too. And that's like, even like Dalen self-admittedly is not a designer, but it's a beautiful blade, I
It
think.
is very nice.
Yeah. And it is still razor sharp too after all this time. But yeah, Prisma Pro, definitely a
That's my
goat,
pick.
and a Balisong award winner, or Bally Awards winner,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Didn't
yeah,
it
yeah.
win in
The
2023?
Legacy.
Yeah. Wait, no, didn't it win Balisong of the Year
Oh no,
in
that's what you. Yes, yep, you're right.
2023? Yeah.
Machine
Which is
Wise
wild that it
has
won Balisong
the
of the Year and then they just stopped making it.
and the Prisma won Balisong of the Year as well.
Yeah.
Why
It's
am I
just a
struggling to
good one.
remember what made what was the Bally of the Year last year?
I think it was the it just barely squeaked by. I think it was the Totori.
Yeah, it
I
was.
think.
Wow, it was.
Yeah.
So it's machine wise. They still hold
Yeah.
their title.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love the Totori Live Blade. It's so good.
Did you
Um,
flip Will's scrap live blade Totori?
yes, and it flips
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Um well yeah, so from there, in terms of something that has kind of stood the test of time as well, the thing that I was going to originally bring up, and then we'll circle back to maybe something machine wise related. It is wherever I put it under the other thing. It is my Cracker Rack V1.
Of course, the list had to have
The,
one. I actually didn't
yep.
pick my Kraken trainer because I knew you would pick this.
Okay. Yeah, because it every single time I've gone back to it, it just works, man. It's just so good. And I don't really need a lot of the different like changes and improvements they made over the years to the design, like the V2 point. This is a V2.5 Blade Show exclusive. Oh my god, yeah. Watch as I'm stabbing my eyes. Focus camera. There. Oh, there we go. Here, I'll just hold my hand up. But there's
There it
more,
is.
much more rounding on the handles on the V. Oh my god, on the V2.5 and things like that. And they've rounded out like the Zen nipple. I think. Yeah, the Zen nipple is rounded out now. But this thing, it's wild how good they got it on their first try.
It is.
And it has a good enough amount of grip. It has that really nice feel in the hand. Mine is a number 527 of 800, which is wild to think that they made 800 of these in their first production. I
Yeah,
know they
just on the
released them
first
kind of
run.
in batches, I think, even though it was first production. So this wasn't like, I think they still made like, they had made quite a few of these and had tuned them and figured out how they were going to do it before this one was made. But it's just another just no nonsense thing. And you shared a fascinating anecdote whenever you were here during Blade Show, which is in terms of our is the Cracker Rack and white bread or sourdough bread debate. You said that this Cracker Rackin' is sourdough bread,
Yes.
which was really interesting to me. And you just kind of said it off the cuff whenever you said it to it, and that's why it kind of like took me by surprise. But why do you think that compared to like your Krakens or like the Kraken trainer?
I think a lot of Squid's older stuff just has this charm to it where it flips unlike their current stuff. Squid makes a lot of
Yeah.
changes throughout the life of products, some documented, some not. And some of their older stuff just feels better. It loses that. I think what it is it loses some of that like patented Squid handle bias because they've kind of built up this idea that a lot of their knives are like a similar amount of handle bias. You know, the Mako feels like the Triton, feels like the Kraken trainer in terms of like balance specifically. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of their earlier stuff doesn't have that. Ironically, it's the opposite for the Squid trainer because the original Squid trainers have a little more handle bias, which I think the design needs, which is why it feels a little better. But
Yeah.
all of the older Krakens that I have flipped, Tonto specifically,
Yeah.
they just flip better. I think a lot. I mean, the entirety of my white bread debate was based off of the two Krakens that I've ever owned, which were Bowie. And I think that the Bowie is white bread, but I think the Tonto just kind of smooths it out, makes it a little bit more neutral in a way that I personally really like, and where I really start to see sourdough as an argument for sure.
Which is fascinating insight to that original debate as well, in that most of my argument for it being sourdough was based on the V1
Yeah,
because I just love it that much. But yeah, and I really like the V2.5 as well. Like this is one that I happily flip still without any major issues. But yeah, the V1 Tonto just like it is more special to me and more sentimental too, because Will gifted it to me as like a
Right.
Christmas gift, and so like it has that. But even if I separated myself from it, it's just a super solid design, and it just works really, really well. And as you can see with mine, like it has been beat quite a bit in various areas. I don't beat it that much now because it's so special to me, and I don't really want it to end up like some people's Crackerackins. One person that may or may not be watching that owns somewhere between 1 and 60 Crackerackins that I would love that person's insight into this debate because they do watch this podcast. So if you know who I'm talking about, Patreon supporter. But no, it's just this was just such a home run right out of the gate, and I think set a new standard for what specifically live blade Balisongs could be. And it's wild that when this came out, I believe this was the first proper aluminum Balisong with a live blade, other than I think maybe there was a Tachyon one that technically had aluminum handles at one point. I think.
I think
Correct
so.
me if I'm wrong in the comments. But so it's not the first of its kind. But the fact that they jumped from everything that they had at the time, which was 2019, I believe. No, 2018. No, 2019. I think it was 2019 when the Crackerakin came out. Like, they just hit it out of the park, right out of the gate. So yeah,
they really
that's
did.
another one that will never leave. Like if I have to get rid of everything that I own, this is staying. If
I would love to own
if
one.
I discover, if I happen to be home and I'm told, hey, your condo is burning down, you need to leave, and I'm in my office when I learn that, I'm grabbing the Kraken. At least that, and
Okay.
probably another one that's in my list. But like, if I have to grab two of them, it's this one and another one, and those are the ones I'm keeping. Like, I'll throw those in my pockets along, or like throw them in a box so I run out of the burning building, and like I know I have a couple of those. So
Oh, the burning build. It's such a good analogy to think about, like what would you grab in that scenario, because it really helps you narrow everything down and prioritize it.
yeah,
I don't
even
know
just
what I would
stuff in
grab.
general that you have.
I mean, I'm looking at
Like
all the
look around
stuff
your
in my
office, like
background right now, and I'm like, dude, there's 6 different things that would be like my first choice,
yeah,
and I wouldn't be able to grab all of them. So,
yeah.
ugh.
Now, of course, if it was a choice between like my Crackerakin and my dog, I'm gonna pick my dog.
Of course, yeah. Like,
But
I'm gonna pick my
like if I have
significant
the
other. Like, of
opportunity,
course you
if
are. Okay.
if I have 5 minutes to look around my office and just grab a box and throw some shit into it and yeet it out the back porch window and know that it'll survive,
Right.
uh, that's one of the things that I'm gonna. I will yeet it out the window to save
Oh,
it.
that's so tough.
Maybe that's another interesting. Maybe that's a discussion we have right now. I don't know. Like, if you have to pick one, what's the one
I
that you pick? Maybe let's do that at the end as
yeah.
we
I
go
mean,
through, because we still have a few more we have to talk about. So just
I don't.
have
I
that
don't think it's a
thought
choice I
brewing
can
in your
make.
head.
There's 3 specific ones. I don't think it's a choice I can make.
That's the hypothetical. Is you
Yeah.
have to make a choice. If it's a
Okay.
choice between you take
I'll
none of them or you take one of them,
I'll
what
give
is
it
the
a. I'll
one?
give it some
What does
thought.
your Okay. I'll think about it, because there's another one, because I'm now reanalyzing. I'm like, oh, maybe it's this one, maybe it's that one, but I think I know mine. But yeah, let that stew on your end, because I want that to build up. But what's your next pick?
So my next pick is, you already picked the Kraken. So knowing that mine would also probably be a Kraken, especially if I owned a Tonto one, my next choice is another weird one, because it's technically not one that I come back to because it flips the best. But my Corvus.
Oh.
The Corvus
Hmm.
has such a massively unique balance profile that I wouldn't describe as objectively good, but it is
Hmm.
so addicting. Fanning this thing, I've talked about it multiple points, is just like crack, and I can't stop doing it. And every time I pick this thing up, I just engage in this fan, fan, fan combo, and it just rips, and it feels so good, and it feels unlike any other Balisong I've really ever flipped. There's been a few cases of Balisongs that I just can't stop fanning, but the Corvus is the
Yeah.
one that jumps out at me when I think about it. And the fan and the choker fan being obviously one of my favorite tricks, in case you couldn't tell. Um, yeah, it's one that I just always pick up from time to time. Again, I don't like necessarily grab it out of my case and like flip it like I do some of the other ones on this list, but I will just, I'll see it, I'll grab it, I'll fan it for a few minutes, and I'll put it back. And I just kind of do that.
Interesting. Yeah, the Corvus is one I have spent ultimately very little time with because I've
Mm-hmm.
never owned one. I think Will was maybe sent one at one point, and then we had discussions about making a video, and then they basically immediately discontinued it. Uh, as LDY loves to do,
LDY
is
moment, yeah.
making really good stuff, and then and they like the I think the thing that's become frustrating is like with Max Ace, you know they're not going to make more.
Right.
LDY, they might they might make more
Yeah, they have like their core
some of the
lineup,
time. Yeah.
which actually
Like
it's funny we're bringing this up because LDY announced like an hour ago as we're filming this that they're replacing the kite with an aluminum version, which is just like, oh,
yeah.
okay. But
Yeah.
cool, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, the kite, something that was really cool, really unique, great price, won't exist again in that form. And so same thing with the Corvus. The Corvus, I guess it got molded into the
Serious before,
Sirius.
which
Yeah. Didn't even really happen either.
did it really get molded into that? I
No.
because they also they did the same thing with the kite. They said we took all of the feedback from the kite beta and we put it into the kite AL. And I'm sitting here like you change it to aluminum. It's fundamentally a different Balisong. So how much feedback could you have really implemented? Because all of that is going to change now that you have fundamentally changed the balance profile because
Yeah.
you've changed the materials.
Yeah. So all the
Anyway,
feedback that you got
yeah,
won't
it's
like I
kind of
get they can
moot
look at it
now.
on paper, like they can see like in Fusion, you can see like the balance points, you can see the weight distribution. It'll give you a general
Right.
idea of things like that, but that's not really going to translate in the same way.
Especially because titanium feels so different from aluminum. I can tell
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
changed the blade profile because I'm assuming they saw a bunch of people complaining about how, like myself, it's kind of weird to flip sometimes. But like, yeah, how much feedback did you really implement? Because it's kind of going to be moot now because it's a totally different experience. We're getting off
Yeah.
topic. Yeah,
No,
but yeah,
I think that's an interesting part of this discussion because I think that like some of these it's kind of a representation of the Balisong space in general of that in certain cases somebody's favorite Balisong of all time could be something they could never reasonably attain and they'll never know that it would be their favorite
yep,
because it was a one and done thing or the person was making it, they did a couple releases. The one I was looking around for that I don't know where it is, it must be in a case, but like one of Will's favorite Balisongs ever, one of his favorite trainers was the Bite Blades Titan,
mm-hmm,
and that had a really unique construction, really unique spacer system, and there was just a couple drops of that, and there will probably never be more. There
yeah,
was at one point another drop, like probably a year ago now, but that's just it's gone. Sorry. So the Corvus is an interesting like. LDY was obviously experimenting with it with a design, knowing how much R&D it takes to make a design like that. It baffles me that they would do one drop or one run and then never more.
yeah,
That is just wild to me that they do that. Maybe that's just the benefits of like Chinese manufacturing and just the skill that they have in general is that they can just pump out an awesome design like that, crank out a bunch of units, and then not need to make any more of that. But I guess we see that to a certain extent with like Machine Wise as well, where they'll
Right.
have these awesome designs that they never make more of. But no, so I flipped a Corvus a little bit at Blade Show, and I flipped a little bit of yours as well. And I did like it. I like the vertical lines of it.
Yeah.
Give it a unique texture compared to a lot of Balisongs. Like I'm looking at the ones on the table right now. They either have like a dot pattern, or it's just a single line, or it's more of like a cross kind of pattern. That
Right.
having those distinct vertical lines, I think, is really neat.
And it's a unique color. It's a unique build. It just like it's very very tactile. I guess you could describe it as. It's just kind of fun to run your finger across. I
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very unique. I
It
always
has
come
that
back to
unique.
it.
Could you hold it up to camera? Because it also has that unique like speed, quote unquote, speed channel in it, where it's a kind of small. Yeah, those kind of that
Yeah, it's
smaller, large
3
cutout, but with the
holes.
circles in it. Yeah,
It's 3 holes and then a longer cutout at the end.
yeah.
Really,
Is
really
it?
interesting.
I'm sorry. Maybe it's just the light playing tricks. Are those holes off center, or is that just the light being weird? It's totally possible that it's just the
Oh
light
my
being weird.
god.
I was gonna say because they look really off center, but maybe they're not.
Oh my god, they might be.
Okay, but they're not like super noticeably off. Okay, that looks. It must be the light, but that looks very off to me.
Oh
But
my
I
god.
think it because the light is hitting one
Yeah,
side
it's
of it, but
hitting one
not
of the
the other.
chamfers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can't hold it. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I think you
Maybe
just
mildly, but it looked wildly off center
I
with
think you
that
just
specific
implanted an
lighting
idea in
scenario.
my head and I think they're fine, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think it's fine.
Anyway,
Yeah, the Corvus. LDY, please make the stuff people like more. Is my that's my final word. Interestingly, so this is not one I intended to feature. I more so wanted to talk about it as a comparison point to another thing. But it's one that right before we started filming, I mentioned it to you, and maybe is an interesting thing. This isn't a particularly old one, but it's one that's like, man, I wish that could exist in the same way. The aluminum Machine Wise Sasori.
this is sorry.
This is probably the most solid, well-tuned aluminum Balisong I owned.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I
Like,
can't think
it
of a
is
more solid feeling
mind-blowingly
one.
smooth, super deep clack to it. Awesome grip. Virtually no. Yeah, there is actually no play, like at all.
It's kind of the
No
reason I
tapping
bought one.
whatsoever. Yeah.
It felt like, I mean, the Prisma Pro, I always praise it as like being high quality for the price. The Sasori felt like another level, and that's kind of what got me interested in purchasing one in the first place. Now, I know people are going to look at me and go, well, Ethan, you just said the Prisma Pro, nothing even touches it at the price, because they upped the price by $40 for the
Yeah.
Sasori, so it's now a $200 Balisong, which is fair, but yeah.
Look at the size difference there.
I also
Specifically in the handles.
Yes. Oh, it's wild. I also didn't realize when we were playing Clask, Martine told us about how he changed the blade profile, like just to spite people who said it needed more tip weight. I totally forgot that because I kind of laughed at his story, and it was like the first time I had heard it. I was like, oh wait, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I totally forgot the Totori debuted with a different blade and the Sasori.
Yeah.
It debuted with the one that had the pocket instead of the full cutouts. And that's what he was referring to. And I don't know why
Which
I
I
didn't
don't think
put
was
that
ever
together.
released.
No, it wasn't. But he showed it off. And people were like, I
Yeah.
think it's going to need more tip weight. I distinctly remember that. But for some reason, when I was talking to him, at that moment I didn't remember that. So, whoops. But
Well, and you're missing a key piece of information. He changed the cutout because of you.
yes, but okay,
You
not
didn't
because of
like it.
me, because other people also like I was part of a group that shared that opinion. I don't think it was
But
just
you were the
me.
most vocal opinion of that. And
I was
so,
also the only one with a platform that said anything like
yeah,
that. So
yeah, yeah,
to each their own. Yeah, but
yeah. Yeah,
uh, I
so, in
I
an,
maintain I think it looks way better without the pocket, even if it's
yeah.
functionally the
And,
same blade.
yeah, and I do. So this is currently an unreleased video. I don't think will be out by the time uh, that this podcast releases, but we'll see. But it's the first video in our Machine Wise series. I've done probably 2/3 of the edit. Will's doing a separate part of the edit. That's not currently done. But one of the things that Martine talks about, because he kind of gives a rundown of their product line history, but not like the full deep dive, more so like where they're at now. And he specifically talked about how the Prisma blade was something that Dalen never really loved. And just the way they did it, like they think it just kind of looks cheap for a trainer blade. And I
Okay.
don't disagree. I don't think it's the part like a particularly pretty trainer blade. It has some, like if I take out the inserts, like some of like the edges on it, like they're not particularly rounded, if at all rounded. It's like when you look at it just by itself, like it's not a particularly fancy blade. But he talked about how the trainer blade that they have now was specifically them trying to make something that met their machining standards.
Hmm.
And I think you can definitely tell, like if you look at like the rounding on everything and the
Yes.
way
Yeah.
everything's finished, it's a much more intricate blade, to the point that I'd be curious for them to revisit this blade.
I would love them to just
and
revisit their
and
old
with their
designs.
modern, yeah, like with their modern machining sensibilities, and kind of have a marriage between these two. But no, but so compared to the two, like in terms of the size of them, like this is, I the smaller form factor has grown on me, and I just find it to be a really nice, light, fast flipper that I wish more people were able to experience, because it was a really solid design, and they aren't making it because they're lazy. They're not making it because aluminum anodizing is really tricky, and they don't want to have to scrap massive batches of stuff anymore. So totally get that.
Wusses. No, I totally get that.
Yeah, Martine, you wuss. Martine and Dalen, and Jacob, and Sylvie,
How dare
and
they not want to
Garrett,
lose money?
and William, and Quoke,
How dare
and
they not want to
Pierce.
lose
All
enormous
of
amounts of
you.
money on their production runs that don't go well? No,
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, because they definitely don't scrap anything else. They would never. They would never scrap usable components.
So is that your fourth pick? Because I know you said you weren't like
The Sasori is
planning.
my fourth. Yeah, so on
Okay.
it for now. That's my fourth pick.
So our finales then.
Yeah.
I mean, I saved my best for last. I don't know if you did.
Okay.
I think
Pretty much, yeah.
I think people who have been familiar with my collection are thinking two things right now. And ironically, they're right behind me. You guys can't see them because of the way we crop this, but I think anyone who's been a fan, or not been a fan, been following my collection knows that I am about to say one of two things. Either the Damascus Kraken or the Seraph.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them feel like kind of a cop out, but ultimately the one that I choose is the Seraph. And there's a very specific reason for that. I don't flip the Damascus Kraken. The Damascus Kraken is not in my collection to be a flipper. It is a display piece. It is a collection piece. I use it as a knife, but I don't flip it because I'm not trying to get it to hit my metal bed frame and dent itself. Like, it is probably the one Balisong in my collection that I actually properly baby. Everything else flies everywhere, hits stuff, like, no problem. That is the one thing in my collection. I don't bring it to Blade Show. I don't send it through the mail. Like, it is my baby. So I can't say I keep coming back to it because I don't. I don't flip it. I don't enjoy flipping it. It always feels weird to flip it. So my choice is the Seraph. For a lot of the same
Well,
reasons as the Prisma Pro. I flip it a ton. It flips unlike anything else in my collection, and it has a level of quality to it that is incredible. You've seen me gush about it a million times. I don't need to keep doing it. That's it.
yeah. So spoiler alert, that was my final one as
Oh
well.
no!
Yeah. And this is a particularly special one for me too. It's the only official Cerakoted Serif. It was Dalen had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get it made. It was a gift from Will, or from Will and Dalen, really. But so I had an interesting conversation with Oximity in the proximity. Wonderful, incredible Balisong flipper.
My goat.
She just crushes it. She has an opinion of the Serif that is probably the thing I have disagreed with the most out of any opinion that I've ever heard anyone have of a Balisong. Which is that the Serif is something no one... Basically, she has said that the Serif is something no one should ever flip because it makes you bad at flipping, because it does too many things for you, and so it's too easy to flip, and it doesn't actually teach you how to flip, and I'm not at her level of flipping, so I can't wrap my head around that. But it was an interesting conversation later whenever I grinded through my new combos and felt like I was getting a lot better, and I can now flip infinitely with a wide variety of tricks, which is really fun to be able to finally do. I could technically do it before, but it was a limited range of tricks, but now like I can do 10, 15 different tricks all in the same combo, and I can just keep it going just on a loop, and it's great. It's made flipping a lot more enjoyable for me. And she and like a couple other people are like, oh, so now that you've gotten better, do you not like the Serif now? And I was like, that's a really good question. Let me give this a whirl. So I gave it a whirl and I gave it a flip. And they were very disappointed to hear that I liked it more. Because it just does, like, I guess maybe, yeah, it's doing the flipping for me and it's making it too easy. Again, I can't really wrap my head around that criticism. But the sound of it, the feel of it, the look of it, knowing how much like work goes into each one now, like it is just so much fun to flip. And it doesn't have like I would be like, so like the Opus V2, for example, that was, the Serif was made. Dalen wanted to make a sequel to the Serif, so he made the Opus. People got really upset that the Serif was going to be replaced with the Opus, so they didn't replace the Serif. And now the Opus V2 exists, and that's kind of a combination of what Dalen wanted the Opus to be and what he wanted the Serif to be, and that's in the Opus V2.
Mm-hmm.
Having flipped the Opus V2 now, I liked it quite a bit. It is no Serif. I would be interested to flip a Serif with more rounded handles, because the handles are quite boxy. So that would be the only potential thing that I would say, wow, as I stab my finger. The only potential, like, maybe it would be an improvement if it had just slightly rounder handles. But for me, it gives it character now. Amidst the current lineup of Balisongs that I have. And you can hear, like, this isn't even lubed. Let me give it a lube.
Give it a lube.
It was just another example of Dalen had a pretty limited amount of experience with Balisongs at the time that he made the Serif, and he crushed it.
I agree.
Crushed it.
I agree 100%.
And Will loves his still too, and would if we had no idea who Machine Wise was, or didn't have a relationship with Martine or Dalen or anything like that. Like, it's just good. Will re-anodized his Serif at Machine Wise.
I might need to do that.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yours does have a cool ano. Shout out to Ted.
It does, yes. This was Bally Jesus Anno, I believe, but it's just the
Yeah.
pattern on the side starting to rub off in some places. But
Oh,
might be
okay.
time to refinish eventually.
That could be fun. Honest,
You can see
I
the
really want to get a commission from Andrew Myers.
yeah. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Very
starting to fade
quickly,
a little bit.
this is kind of an honorable mention, one that I always go back to. Just speaking of cool anos, the Medusa V2.
Yeah.
Another one that you cannot buy. You will never be able to buy new, probably ever again. This ano is holding up really well, actually.
So is my
Done by
Impusa's
Solar
Anno.
Flare. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what, like maybe it's just how they're anode. Maybe it's a difference in the material used or something. But the Medusa V2 is another one I go back to all the time because it almost feels like, with how beefy the blade is, this sounds really lame to say, but it almost feels cooler to flip because it just has such a unique aesthetic, and I know that it's razor sharp still. So whenever I can really rip on the Medusa, like I feel better about my flipping. But
Fair.
the Seraph, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what mood I'm in, I'm like, ooh, baby. And now that I have what is functionally a trainer Seraph with my scrap Seraph,
Yeah.
which it was never sharpened at all, like whatsoever. I love flipping this too. And I'm glad I have what is functionally a trainer Seraph that I don't have to be as worried about beating because it's already scrap parts. That's the
Seraph
one
is
downside to this. The
yeah.
Cerakote does not like any type of drop onto anything other than carpet. So it's not
Right.
as pristine as it could be.
And yeah, that's kind of how I treat my Damascus Kraken, because my Damascus Kraken is just so mesmerizing to look at. I get far
I
more
don't have
enjoyment.
any Damascus stuff. That's something that will maybe be in the future, is finally having whether it's some type of handle or some type of blade. I'd
I
love to
get
have something
far more
Damascus.
enjoyment just looking at it than I do flipping it.
Wow.
It might be weird to say, but yeah, it just is so beautiful. But yeah, the Seraph is a total package, and that's why I like it so much. It's interesting that we had the same finale. It kind of makes me wish I was thinking about changing mine just because it felt like a little bit of a cop out to say the Seraph, but
No, I think that's what we're here to do. It's not about like, oh, what's the right thing to pick. It's like, what are the ones we come back to?
right.
What are the ones that stand out the most? And if that's the one that stands out the most, that's for sure. Another honorable mention would be my Nautilus. This is my
I
V1
am
with glider
shocked
scales
you
on it.
didn't put your Nautilus in there.
It's one that I still love. It didn't stand out in the same way as the other ones that I picked. If we did
Fair
like
enough.
10 of them, it would be in there. But weirdly, it hasn't fallen like out of favor.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love flipping it. This is another one that I've been training on
Right.
a lot. More so the V1 than the V2. Weirdly, my V1 has a much deeper sound, which is interesting. Not sure why. The tune is about the same on them. They both still have a great tune, at least for a Nautilus. But yeah, the Seraph, baby. And Will, you and me have basically bullied Machine Wise into committing to never discontinuing.
Good.
It is their. Martine has committed. It is one of their 3 core products that will always be around. The Sonora, the Mojave, and the Seraph.
The
Those are their
Mojave. That's
3.
interesting.
Yes, that's for a very specific reason. You'll hear why in the larger videos where Martine talks about that.
Okay.
But the short version is, in Martine's opinion, you are not a real knife company unless you can make a really good frame lock folder. Because that is like generally the most popular type of knife is that. And
I don't get the
all of the
obsession.
good companies make a really good frame lock folder. And so, in his opinion, you are not a real knife company unless you can make a really good frame lock folder.
Interesting.
And so, that's them trying to be like, hey, yeah, we can make the really cool, specific thing where we implement Balisong tech into a pocket knife and do it in our own specific way, but let's do it completely traditionally and show how good we can do it, is his philosophy. And that's why it's one of the pillars of Machine Wise now, which is it's fascinating. I don't know that I fully agree with it. It's just that's what he shared, and I thought it was interesting.
So, you did 2 honorable mentions. I'm not going to discuss these in depth as much, but number 1, Slift T.
I always forget you own a Slift T.
Slift T. My this is really, really freaking solid Balisong. Incredible value. Flips very well. Stays sharp. I can beat it. I have no issues with beating it. It's durable. It's just a very special place in my collection. And the other honorable mention is the Kuno. The Kuno is one of the most
The
unique knives that I
Kuno.
own. It is a Balisong flipping
Shout out
experience
to
I can't
Remshi.
get. Yep. I can't get this flipping experience anywhere else. The only reason it didn't make the list is because I just don't pull it out and actually flip it as much as some of the other stuff I mentioned.
Okay.
But every time
Kuno,
I do, I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time flipping Remshi's different Kuno models at Blade Show West last year and had a blast with all of them. None of them were like top tier
Yeah.
in any particular way, but they were all very fun and interesting. Or because he had the Kuno, he had the Shino too, a bunch of stuff. But the Kuno is definitely, unfortunately, what it's looking like is that the Kuno line will be yet another maker trying to make something and then turning out, or just going through the process of learning, wow, this shit is really hard.
Yeah.
And really, really expensive to maintain and to do, because that's just the case.
So,
Maybe you're going where I was about to ask.
I think we are. We asked a question earlier.
We did.
You were about to lose all of your Balisongs. You can save one. Which one is it?
Someone just banged on your door and said, your apartment is on fire. You have to get out of here in 5 minutes. And you can only take one. No, not 5 minutes. In this scenario, you have to leave right now.
You have to leave now.
Like grab, you got 15 seconds, but you have to grab it right now. We got to go. Like, it's that kind of situation.
Do you have your answer? Because I'm looking at 3 on my desk right now. All that I would take for various different reasons, and none that I really want to live without. I think I've made my decision though.
I'm between 2, and I actually don't know.
I think I know which 2 you're between.
What 2?
You're between the Kraken and the Seraph, I assume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ironically, opposite colors of each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that is a cool.
They are the inverse.
That they are inverse. Yeah, that is a cool thing.
It's such a tough decision.
My gut. No, I go back and forth on it, man. In a real situation, I would grab both of them.
Yes, of course.
Like if I had the ability, I would grab both of them. But like say
it's
they
so
weren't
simple
in an
to
obvious
just get
spot,
2
and I
Balisongs.
say they weren't in an obvious spot, and they were in separate spots, and I knew specifically where they both were, but they were going to be a different process to get through them. I don't know. What would you pick, or do you want me to answer?
No, it's okay. I just wanted to interject. I've been flipping the Kuno on the side here. It's actually, I'm kind of wishing I put it on the list. Anyway.
Oh.
I couldn't have put it on the list because I don't flip it enough, but I'm going to start flipping it more. Oh, I thought I had it figured out, but I don't.
So at this point of the process, you are charred and you are. Whoa. Okay, that I was not expecting.
No, I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Really?
So
The
I'm looking
Slift
at
T.
this. I'm looking at this from the perspective of this is the only Balisong I can take, and it will be the only Balisong I can flip for the rest of my life. What is my perfect Balisong? It would be sharp, because I still enjoy using them as tools. It would be one that I can beat, and I'm not afraid to drop or break. It would be one that flips well, has enough control to it, a little bit customizable, and that is the Slift T. I can pick the
Not
Damascus
the
Kraken.
Seraph.
So I have a reason for that. I can pick the Damascus Kraken, but then I struggle flipping it. I don't want to damage it. It's not really like... I ultimately enjoy the flipping more than the knife in Balisongs, and the Kraken doesn't, or the Damascus Kraken doesn't embody that for me.
Yeah.
The Seraph. Obviously, I would take the Seraph in any other situation. But here's the deal. Because I don't enjoy flipping live blades regularly, I keep the Seraph quite dull. So it wouldn't be a good tool. If we are looking into something that I would be using for the rest of my life, I trust the Slift T to be that forever knife a little bit more than the Seraph. I don't know why. I can't explain why I think that this is going to hold up better than this, but that's just how I feel. There is also the fact that this is one that I paid for with my own money. So that kind of makes it a more like I have more invested into it feels like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Pulling a Ryan Johnson over here, subverting expectations.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting. My dilemma feels a lot less interesting now. No, so like for me, this is dull as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely dull. It basically always has been because Will didn't trust me with the live blade at the time, so he dulled it. This is still... I'm not going to touch this one. This is very, very sharp still. But this one I would be okay beating a little bit more. This one I would be afraid to beat because it has such a unique, distinct look. So, but I feel like this has more love and care poured into it from more people. This is just an inked Kraken that I like. That was a gift from Will. This is also a gift from Will. That is a one-of-one thing. So, in a real scenario, I would take both.
I would take all three of mine.
But if I knew, again, this is like they're not both there, but I knew where one was, and I could get to both of them, but not within the 15 seconds. I think it would be this one. Because I can still flip it. It would still be a good tool. Because it's still a good blade. And I would probably just be more particular about not dropping it places that I know I don't want to. But it's really tough, though. And I also, I look at other ones. Like, this would also be a contender as well. Because it's really unique. It has a custom ano. None of these I paid for, though, so I don't have that. So that's where it makes more sense with the Slift T. And holy shit, am I grateful that I can hold all of these up and say I didn't pay for any of them.
It is insane.
I paid for the ano on this. But wow, the Slift T.
I'm kind of second guessing it. But
it makes sense. I don't. Nothing I'm saying is meant to make you second guess it.
Because I love the Seraph.
When you described it, it made sense.
Yeah, I love the Seraph, and the story behind it is my favorite. Like, the fact that this was like a community gift for my birthday is so fucking cool. and I am extremely lucky to be in that position, like you said. But I mean, man, the Slift T, when I purchased this thing, I was waiting on pins and needles for it to show up. I was looking at the drop post for days before the actual drop happened, hyping myself
Yeah.
up to buy one to actually be there. I got it. I bought it. I came back. It was my favorite thing ever for so long. It is like this is a forever Balisong. It's like the Sonora in the sense that like if you could only buy one knife and you bought the Sonora, you would have made a great choice because it's gonna hold up.
Yeah.
It's gonna do everything you want it to. That's the Slift T for me. The Seraph just feels. I know it isn't, but it just feels a little more fragile. I think that's just what it comes down to.
I guess the Slift T is channel.
It's channel and it's a
Right,
tank.
yeah.
Like I flip this thing over.
Yeah.
This is my flip over concrete, jam it into the dirt, like kind of Balisong. So
Yeah.
I just have far more experience actually destroying it, and it doesn't look any different because the outside isn't anodized. So
Yeah. Wow. I would, if you gave me 20 guesses, I would not have guessed the Slift T. Again, because for some reason I forget that you even own it.
right, I don't
I don't
flip it
even
much
think I
because it's a live
flipped it.
blade. But
When we had our little flipping session at my place, I don't know that I flipped your Slift T.
I didn't pull out the Slift T basically at all during Blade Show. It's actually, now that I think about it, I don't think people really wanted to see it at all,
It's
which is
interesting.
weird because it's feels like kind of like my Balisong, but
Yeah.
my signature, if you will. Yeah,
And when did you buy that? Was that 2023?
this was the summer of 2022.
Or 22?
No, wait, I've owned it for 2 years, so not 2022.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, I do not own a Slift T. I don't own, in terms of machine-wise products, I don't own a Delta 50, a Slift T, a Prisma V2, a Sasori or Totori. I own an aluminum Sasori, but not. Or so the Thai Sasori I don't own. And
Yeah.
then, is that all they've done? Oh, an Opus V2.
Oh, okay. Here's the I found the product photo. 2023, June of 2023. I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, if that's one that I ever see for like a solid deal, like in the market somewhere, that's probably one I would try to jump at. It's something. It's something I hope they bring back. They've talked about it, maybe not publicly, but they've talked about bringing back a lot of different things, and they've discussed bringing back a spiritual, not necessarily the Slift T as it was, but like a spiritual successor to the Slift T. Which now that they've done the Opus V2 on the Marin platform,
Yeah.
maybe that's what they're gearing up for, is that they want to bring back more Marin platform stuff.
I guess there's another
I don't know.
reason I could just buy a trainer blade and put it on the Slift T. I couldn't do that with my Seraph because it's a V1.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Yeah, my Seraph is also a V1.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
There it is.
transparently, before we started this, you were very skeptical that we would be able to fill the runtime with this discussion.
Dude, I thought this was
and
gonna be
here
like
we are.
I thought this was gonna be like a 30-minute thing. We spend like a minute on each one and we just go through it. I'm very, very surprised that managed to take up the majority of, actually all of it, all of the podcast.
All of it,
so.
yeah. Yeah, this discussion
I publicly apologize to Brandon for something that I didn't publicly do, but
no.
I underestimated it, and it was a great idea.
This was what I was envisioning whenever I pitched that idea, because I
didn't
think
see the
it's a fun
vision.
discussion.
It is. It is a very fun discussion.
It's something I'd love to ask. It's the kind of discussion I'd love to have. I'd love to have it with Will. I'd love to have it with like Jack, with a lot of the like higher end flippers. Like Like, are Banks, that would be a fascinating person to have that conversation with.
Banks would say the
I think for
Squiddy
him,
A.
the Kraken. The Squiddy A
I
is
almost,
his.
I almost guarantee you it would be in his like top 5 or top 3. Edu
Really?
loves the Squiddy A, or maybe it's the
The
Squiddy AL, but I'm pretty
Squiddy
sure it's a
A.
Squiddy A.
Is it plastic?
Yeah,
Because that's what would, with how amazing of a flipper Banks is. It's fascinating that he
there was a
gravitates that
period of
much toward a
time where
plastic.
he just
Right?
brought
No,
it
I guess
up
it'd be
constantly.
Ultim. That was the Ultim one, right?
Yeah, there was a period of time where Banks would just be like, Squiddy A, my goat. I love that thing. It's my favorite thing.
Banks is such a.
I love Banks.
I love Banks.
Ugh.
I went back and watched one of his Blade Show videos
Oh, I wish he still
that he
did
did,
videos, dude.
where he just walks up to a table and is just like, "What's up? All right, later."
That was a legendary video.
Like, I love it. Anyway, groovy people of the internet, thank you so much for tuning in for yet another episode of the Blade Bias podcast. Please,
Thank you very much.
especially if you've made it to this point, leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about, because we generally don't get a lot of comments on this podcast. And I say that because I'm really not trying to it's going to help with the algorithm. There's a extremely good chance we will strongly consider it, because we generally don't get a ton of comments on these in general. But I would love to have this kind of discussion where we can answer this. So much of this podcast is our personal experiences with things. And so I would love to dive into what the community actually wants us to know, or things that they want us to talk about that we've never actually talked about before on the podcast.
Leave a comment, questions for us to answer in a future episode. Don't forget to do that. Q :
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it. Simple, to the point. Everything that this podcast is not.
I was going to say, maybe that's what we implemented. We actually have an efficient intro or outro this time.
That's never going to happen.
But no. Well, now we have to draw it out for another 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Or we make it end really quickly because, oh my God, Ethan, our homes are on fire. Grab your Sliff tea.
Oh,
we gotta get out of here.
Oh,
Where's my Sarah?
God.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. Oh, it's on fire. Whoa. 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 So the podcast hasn't ended yet, right?
Goodbye.
Later.
Before your house burns down.
Yeah, viewer, your house is burning down. Get out. Love you.
Pick your favorite Balisong and leave.
I don't know if I like this, Ethan.